My journey to the Salvatorians started a while back. When I was in college is when I first had the inkling that God may be calling me to religious life. I had a wonderful experience after college to spend 2 years in a large community in Tacoma, Washington, and that really kind of began to solidify my desire to do service. Following several years of working as a social worker and as a caregiver, mainly a social worker with homeless people, the one day I decided that God was calling me somewhere else. So I went online to, I believe it was Vision, and looked at communities. I kind of knew what I was looking for. I knew I was looking for religious community over diocesan. I also knew that I wanted one that I could use my experience as a social worker, because that is near and dear to me, as ever since I was a child I thought God was calling me to serve others, and that was the reason why I was put down here on earth. So I contacted Dave Holton by email, and a couple weeks later I came for a come and see, and knew I was right at home as soon as I came in. At the end of the first day I was here, I knew that this is the place that I wanted to apply and to be. My biggest concern upon entering was almost losing my identity as a person. Was coming into religious life that people would no longer think of me as Mike. They'll think of me as Mike the Salvatorian or Father Mike. And that was my biggest concern. But I saw it very briefly during my come and see and during my interview process. But when I first entered, that has completely gone away. I came to realize that the Salvatorians are still human beings. I mean, they're still members of society first. I think we as Salvatorians are more than just priests or brothers. We are members of a greater community outside of religious life, and we represent that. So we have our good traits and our bad traits, and it doesn't change us. As being priests doesn't change us. We still have those qualities. We can still be the people we are. This year has been a wonderful year because as candidates, we're just beginning to experience religious life. And so myself, who I have a bachelor's degree already, and I do have, coming in, I did have several philosophy and theology credits, but because the prerequisites for theology and priesthood is you need X amount of credits. I am currently taking classes at Sacred Heart School of Theology in the pre-theology program. I'm also lucky enough that I have enough credits that I am taking a few classes towards my MDiv. Part of being the candidature, you begin to start doing ministry. So one day a week, and my ministry day is Wednesdays. I for the past 6 months have been working with a fellow Salvatorian, Father Michael Burns, at the St. Anne Salvatorian Center nursing home, where I've been assisting Father Mike in visiting with residents at the various facilities that is on the campus. And I also have assisted him in sacramental ministries, such as helping him sacristan funerals and distribute Holy Communion. I am going to start at the VA as a chaplain assistant with the VA starting in a couple weeks, and I'm very excited about that because the Salvatorians want us during our formation is to get as many ministerial experience as possible. Right now I feel God's calling me to hospital chaplaincy or campus ministry, and so I'm very excited to have the opportunity to work with the VA chaplain staff to get my first experience in the hospital setting. The reason why I chose the Society of the Divine Savior over many other great religious communities is the Salvatorians have this desire to serve those in need, to be apostles for their times, and that kind of goes with my personal charism. My personal charism, like I said earlier, is to serve others. I have a degree in social work, and I am an EMT, and I've done all service towards other, and the Salvatorians really kind of capture that, and to be apostles for our times. And also, you know, the Salvatorians kind of fit in my prayer life, because I'm not the type of person that likes to sit down and pray a little more monastically. I like to pray through action, because I believe it was St. Augustine that said, speak the gospel at all times, and if necessary, use words. And I feel that the Salvatorians are doing that, and that's why I have chosen to be a Salvatorian.